all or nothing thinking, right? When it comes to losing body fat, there's many things that you can do, but there's only a few things that you need to do and need to do consistently. So in this video podcast, call it what you want, I am going to share 3 key lessons that I have learned as a weight loss coach over the past 8 to 9 years. There's no structure to this video. It's not scripted. I'm just having a conversation as if you're sitting in front of me, and I'm doing my best to encourage and to help you. I'm going to get straight into it. So the first thing is this readiness. You need to be ready to lose weight. All right, that might sound a bit obvious, but it's not very obvious. I've experienced it multiple times over the past, say, 7, 8, 9 years. A client will come on board, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do this. A week into their program, they can't follow through with simple tasks such as staying hydrated or including a serving of protein with one of their 3 meals. Now, I'm using quotations here because what might be easy for me when my life isn't too demanding and too stressful might be very, very difficult for another when their life is very, very demanding and very, very stressful, or vice versa. So it's not just I was very ignorant when I started out on my journey. I believe that people had to go all out, and that if they didn't go all out with their nutrition, with their exercise, they were weak-minded. Now, when I started as a personal trainer, I was like 20, so I was still very immature. I had lots of life experience outside of the realm that I began to work in, and I didn't really understand that. Yeah, you're 20 years of age, you've no kids, you're running your own business, there's a lot of flexibility with that. A lot of your client base have 3, 4 kids, they have full-time jobs, they're juggling so many different things, they've a million different things going on in their mind. So when I'd see them not staying consistent with drinking water or forgetting to do this or that, I would automatically think, right, these aren't serious. They are serious, they just weren't ready because their life was too demanding. And it's very, very important that before you start out on a weight loss journey, you actually assess your readiness, because if you do not assess it, and if you're not ready to take the action that is required of you to take in order to achieve the weight loss goal in the time frame that you expect to achieve it, it can actually be quite damaging to you mentally and emotionally. So if you say, right, I want to lose a stone within the next 6 weeks, and you start tomorrow, for example, life is hectic, it's pulling at you from all angles, and for whatever reason your meal doesn't go to plan, or you miss a workout, or you don't get out on a walk, that can really, you can turn inward on yourself and beat yourself up, so you really do want to assess things. Does my life, my current lifestyle, my current demands, my current state of mind permit me to focus on this goal that I have for myself, and is it achievable within the time frame that I expect to achieve it within? If the answer is no, I'm not saying abandon your goal, but it can be good to alter the outcome to something that is more manageable and more doable for you. An example being, over the past 2 years, I've lost a lot of muscle mass. I gained a lot of body fat. It mightn't appear that way, but it's there around my stomach. Now, over the past, say, probably 3 to 6 months, I have lost a lot of body fat, but I haven't put on much muscle. Now, I do want to achieve the goal. I want to get back to where I was at, increase my muscle mass, get a little bit leaner, and to just kind of feel generally better physically in my physique. But I'm in my last year in college, training to become a psychotherapist. I'm currently writing an 8,000 word thesis. I'm conducting interviews for that thesis as well. That's due in 2 months' time. Next month, I have 2 other assignments due. Each assignment is 3,500 words. As part of my course, I'm seeing therapy clients the past year. I have to continue to see them to get me hours up. I have to also do supervision. I have to also do personal therapy. And I've also to attend college. That's just in the college realm. I've also a business to run. I'm training clients. I'm doing coaching calls with clients. I'm doing regular check-ins with clients. I'm doing weekly reviews with clients. I'm doing marketing to get clients on board. Content videos such as this, admin tasks, so on and so forth. I'm literally juggling a million things, and that's just in the professional realm of my life, me business, and also kind of the academic side of things in college and stuff. I also am a human being. I'm a person. I have a life. Well, I'm trying to maintain a life outside of the demands that I have. So it's quite hectic. So my current lifestyle doesn't make it impossible for me to achieve my goals. But if I look in the mirror and be completely honest with myself, I'm not ready to maximize muscle gain and fat loss over the next 12 weeks. I'm just not in a position. And if I feel myself and say to myself, right, in the next 12 weeks, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life, it's going to mess with my mind, because life is going to get in the way. It's going to make it difficult, not impossible, but difficult for my actions to consistently reflect the outcome that I want to achieve over the next 12 weeks. And that can be damaging to me. And if you take the same approach, it can be damaging to you. So assess your situation. Are you actually ready to take action? If you are, happy days. You will find the process quite straightforward if you follow the right one. Quite straightforward, quite simplistic. But if you're not ready, the most simplest approaches you will find difficult. If your goal is too immediate, if it's too close to you, and you expect too much from yourself, that if you're not ready, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do something. You should do something. So what I like to say is, if you're not ready now to achieve your goal, get ready for when you are ready. So do something. So my rearranged objective or target, it's to maintain a level of sanity over the next 3 months. I have so much on my plate, and exercising, meditation, staying hydrated, just generally trying my best to take care of me own kind of overall well-being. That's my goal over the next 3 to 4 months. Is it doable to take action on that? Yeah, I have been doing it. I've been meditating quite often, especially lately. Been exercising almost every day, staying hydrated, so on and so forth. So that's my objective, and the objective that I have, my lifestyle permits me to take the necessary actions to achieve that. So by doing that, what I'm doing is I'm getting ready for when I'm actually ready to readjust my target. So in 3 months' time, when I'm completely finished college, I'll have so much mental space available, but also kind of physical space in terms of kind of time, and I can go flat out. I'll be ready to take action, So that's the first one. I went off on a bit of a long-winded one there. The second one is basically this: your goal isn't to lose weight. So really think about it. Your goal isn't to lose weight. The goal is a lot deeper. It's a lot more emotional. It's a lot more powerful than seeing the number on the scales decline. And if you don't gain clarity on the goal behind the goal that you think is the goal, i.e. seeing the number on the scales decline, is going to play with your mind. So I've seen it, like I could have a client over the years that come on board and I want to improve me relationships, but right now I'm lacking energy, I'm feeling unconfident, and it's just, I'm groggy with people, it's impacting. So they come on board, they start exercising, they're eating well, and a couple of weeks past, they're more upbeat, they're more positive towards kind of the people around, they're feeling better within themselves. Then they jump on the scales one of the weeks and it temporarily fluctuates. Oh, I'm at the failing, and they give up just because they weren't crystal clear on their goals. Or even when I try to kind of help them get clear on it and kind of make it clear to them, yeah, your goal isn't to lose weight. You're at the state, and this is actually the goal. This is the why behind the weight loss. Yet despite moving in that direction within the initial phases, as soon as the weight stalled or increased, all of that went out the window. The real goals that they wanted to achieve, they abandoned them just because they perceived themselves as a failure because the scales fluctuated. So get really clear on the goal behind the goal and recognize that weight loss isn't the end goal. It's a stepping stone to something a lot more powerful and a lot more important. And if you gain clarity on that and you connect with that, you stay in touch with that each day, you're going to find it a lot more motivating than thinking, this time next month I want to be down 4 pounds. All right. With that being said, you want to also differentiate between weight loss and fat loss. So I could jump on the scales right now and be X amount, drink this can of Mons that has basically no calories, jump back on the scales, and my weight will be up. Not because this 0-calorie drink has resulted in me gaining body fat. The increase in weight would merely be my body becoming the temporary can containing the fluid within it until I go to the toilet, you know. So your goal isn't to lose weight, or the stepping stone goal isn't to lose weight, it's to lose body fat. So you want to track that so the scales doesn't play with your mind even more. So that's that one there. The third lesson then is this all or nothing thinking. This can be really destructive. It can be really damaging to people's relationship with food, with exercise, and with themselves. And it's not necessarily the individual's fault. I was like this with work, even with exercise and stuff. If I can't do everything and everything right, it's not going to work. So there's no point in doing anything. And I didn't develop that belief from myself. Society, culture, and the people around me, their own beliefs, all kind of accumulated, came together and became my internal voice, you know. So if you're an all or nothing type of person, it's not your voice, and just recognizing that can be helpful. It comes from misinformation that came from the external, that came from the outside world. When it comes to getting into shape, losing weight or losing body fat, and you might think, right, the title of this video, weight loss lessons. The reason why I'm using the word weight loss, although I don't like it, is I'm talking to you in your language. You know, if you're still watching this video, it means that you want to lose weight, even though I'm at the saying to you, don't want to lose weight, you know. So I may kind of continue to use the word weight loss, and if you're wondering, well, you at the saying there, don't focus on weight loss yet, you keep saying it. I'm still stuck in that mindset as well, not of focusing on weight loss, but using the term, you know, like that, but also using it to kind of keep things simple. Anyways, there's my mind gone. Where was I going there? All or nothing thinking, right? When it comes to losing body fat or losing weight, there's many things that you can do, but there's only a few things that you need to do, and need to do consistently. And if you get caught up and lost in the many, you're not going to make sustainable changes. You might lose a little bit of body fat or a little bit of weight initially, but it's going to overwhelm the living daylights out of you eventually, and you'll crack and everything will go out the window. So there's only a handful of things that you need to do, and those handful of things, you don't need to do them perfectly each and every day. So what I always say to new clients when they come on board is, you want to go from all or nothing to always something. Let me give you an example. All or nothing, I need to eat a nutritious breakfast, lunch, dinner, nutritious snacks between meals. I need to stay hydrated. I need to get me 10,000 steps each day. I need to work out every day. And if it's not 60 minutes, it's not a workout. That's all the all-in type of mindset. And also the all-out. If one of these things doesn't go to plan, I'm at the failing. And I give up. So that's kind of the all or nothing kind of example. The always something example is this. You're always doing something when it comes to the handful of things that you need to do. So the handful of things that you need to do to lose weight, you need to move your body. The more calories you burn off each day, the easier it becomes to get into a calorie deficit. So when it comes to losing weight or losing body fat, a calorie deficit is the most important. So moving your body, staying physically active is probably one of the most important things. When it comes to nutrition, protein is probably one of the most, you need to track your calories and stuff. But most of my clients, when they come on board, especially within the first 6 weeks, they don't even track their calories. You just get used to moving the body. They stimulate their muscles. They're not training the muscles, so they start strength training. The combination of movement and kind of stimulating the muscles has a positive metabolic effect on them. Therefore, they burn off more calories. In terms of the nutrition, protein, by consuming more protein, it's going to keep you fuller for longer, especially if most, not necessarily all, but most of your protein sources are low in fat. So like the chicken, eggs can be high in fat. I have 5-6 eggs most mornings, but they're not too high in fat. So I'll use 2, sometimes 3 whole eggs, then I'll use 3, sometimes even 4 egg whites. So it's very high in protein, low to moderate in fat. So the higher in protein your meals are, the fuller for longer it's going to be. Also, protein tends to be lower in calories in comparison, or it's the protein sources tend to be not only more filling but also lower in calories in comparison to other macronutrients. So if you look at a chocolate bar, for example, I have a small chocolate bar that size, it might have the same amount as a chicken fillet in terms of calories. If I eat one chocolate bar, it's not going to fill me. I may have another within the 15 minutes after. I may even have another an hour later. That could be 450 calories and I'm still not full just from eating 3 small chocolate bars. Or I could have a chicken fillet, which may have 150 calories, the same amount of calories as the chocolate bar. Am I going to eat another chicken fillet within the 10 minutes of having the first one? I could if I'm really hungry, but if I do, I'm definitely not going to eat anything else for the next while. So protein combined with increased physical activity and physical exercise, and also hydration. If you can kind of master those couple of things, you're going to lose weight without having to track your calories initially. Later down the line, you may need to. And also it does depend on your current kind of food intake. If your food is completely processed, it's more likely going to be really high in calories, so you might need to make some adjustments there. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's say if tomorrow you skip your breakfast for whatever it may be, you plan on having a high protein breakfast, something of course you don't have, you catch yourself, it's not going to plan. Always something is better than always nothing. You say that to yourself. You say, so what can I do? Right, I'm going to have a small serving of vegetables with me dinner tonight. It's not perfect, but it's something. And if I always do something, I'm going to lose weight as a byproduct. All right. Another example could be you book a session for in the morning, something arises, you can't make it on to it. You notice yourself beating yourself up, right, this didn't go to plan. You take a deep breath. You say, it's not all or nothing. It's always something. So on my break, I'm going to do a 5-minute walk around the office or around the block, wherever it may be. And when I get home, I'm going to do 5 push-ups and 5 squats. It seems like a little, but a little done often is a lot more effective than doing a lot, but being unable to do that consistently each and every day, you know? So try and get out of that all or nothing mindset. It's unnecessary. It's going to cause you unnecessary strain. And remind yourself that out of many things that I can do to lose weight, I only need to do a handful of things, such as the ones that I just described there. And I don't always need to be perfect with those things. I just need to take imperfect but consistent action with them. And if you follow everything within this guide, I'm sure your life will be better off, not only physically but mentally, in regards to how you approach the process of losing weight and losing body fat. So I sincerely hope that you've gotten some form of value out of this. If you did, be sure to like it and we'll show it to more people similar to yourself that might be looking for weight loss or fat loss videos online. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, coachalan@mindbodytraining.ie. Head on over to my website if you want. In the description of this video, you'll see all the links.